Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3, Unlikely Alliance, Dragon Ball Z Reviews. I've already cried once on this podcast, and I think I will continue to cry. So if you ever see me tearing up and things of that such, it's not because I'm a punk or anything like that. I just think that Dragon Ball Z is beautiful. I think Dragon Ball Z is such a beautiful story. I think there's just beautiful symbolisms in here that it just makes a man want to get very, very, very emotional, very teary-eyed, if you will. It's not because I'm a punk. You step to me on the streets, go ahead and step to me on these streets. Come on. Think because you think Zobi 70 shedding a couple of tears that you can step to Zobi 70. That's some type of weakness of Zobi 70. Go ahead. Come on and step up to me. Put up your D beaters and let's get it popping. If you think you can take me, I'll take off my weighted clothing. But anyway, like I said, if you ever see me getting real emotional about anything, it's not because I'm a punk. If it's about PlayStation, I've cried a couple of times talking about PlayStation. I've cried a couple of times talking about anime and the state that it's all has gone to. So please don't take that the wrong way. Every episode, for those who don't know, I tend to highlight what I believe is the highlight of the episode if it pertains to a character, if it pertains to symbolism, signs, anything like that. I will highlight it, you know. With this episode, there's plenty to highlight. At the end of the episode, we'll get into it. They revealed that Piccolo's wearing weighted clothing and Goku wears weighted clothing. Beautiful, phenomenal. Dragon radars. Bulma has created new technology. Bulma's so advanced the technology that she's able to detect where the Dragon Balls are with a simple Dragon radar that was introduced. So many things. Krillin already died. They highlighted what the Dragon Balls were. You know, we'll get into all that. But what I want to highlight here, and I have this picture right in front of you. I took a picture from my beautiful JVCD series, CRT television. Look at that television. It's gorgeous. Look how it highlights the fleshly tones within the anime characters. You're not going to be able to get that from your 4K televisions. If you threw away your CRTV TVs, you're stupid. The corporations tricked you into buying cheaper product for a cheaper price, but selling it for a higher price. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the podcast. My highlight for the episode has nothing to do with anything specific within the episode per se, but it is still specific to this episode, and it's specific to this picture right here. Now, with this picture right here, before I took this picture right here, Goku grabbed Raditz's leg. Goku was down. He got hit in the duodenum. He got hit in his stomach, and he was down in an incredible amount of pain. Raditz is grabbing his son, holding his son up in the air. I can only imagine if anything like this could ever happen to me. Sorry, sir, you have to be eviscerated if some man ever did this to me, grabbing my son, grabbing my flesh and blood. But right before this scene, Goku grabs Raditz's leg. And Raditz looks down at Goku like this in pure, unadulterated disgust. I mean, he's just disgusted by Goku. He cannot believe that a once pride Saiyan warrior has come to Earth and now he's groveling and begging. How could this ever happen? What happened to you, Kakarot? Now, there's one thing I want to highlight. And what I want to highlight is Now, I know when I say this, who cares, man? Oh my God, that's what you got from it, man? Who cares, man? And I've been getting these type of comments for years, for years, for years, for years. But when it pertains to turning our favorite characters into when it they're focusing on our favorite characters' sexual preferences, especially when it pertains to the same sex, we don't get those type of comments. Why? Because that is considered violence towards certain communities. Now, black man, my highlight at the episode is you, the black man in America, the African American black man, excuse me, the quote unquote African American black man in America, public enemy number one. Black man, you have to understand these people know who you are. Every single one of them. Immigrants, non-immigrants, Caribbeans, the Latino community, Japanese, Guyanese, Indian, Caucasian. I am talking about you specifically, the quote unquote black man that was put under captivity, the quote unquote black man that is under attack 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Black man, remember when you were growing up, nothing that you did was good enough. Black man, everything that you did was wrong. Everything that you did was wrong. And so when you become an adult in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, now hopefully when you reach your 30s, you wake up. But if you don't, you grovel, you bootlick, and you drag your ass. Why? Because of years and years of destruction and pollution that has been done to your mind. Where am I going with this? Black man in America. Even when the invasion comes, and the invasion is coming, trust me, they are going to come to Earth. And the first people they're going to come to is you. And when they see you, don't be surprised that they look like you when you see them. Don't be surprised that they look exactly like you when you see them. And best and believe, they are your brothers. But when they see you walking around here dragging your ass, you're wearing slides, Crocs, you're participating in LBGTX. Yes, they are going to look down on that. They're going to see you trolling. They're going to see you giggling. And they're going to be so disgusted in you. They're going to be so mad that you forgot who you are. What happened to you? You used to be part of an elite class of warriors. How did you get so weak? In this look right here, please don't be surprised when the day does come when they give you this look. Black man, it is 2022. The invasion is coming, if you want it to happen or not, but best believe they will not be on your side. You're pathetic. You're a disgrace to all Saiyans. Now prepare to die. So the one thing I wanted to highlight when I saw this look right here, and Akira Toriyama specifically wanted to highlight this look from Raditz. Akira Toriyama knows exactly who you are. He's creating your story and profiting off of it. There's not many of us here, African-American men. I'm talking to the African-American male right now. Everyone is against you, even your African-American woman. And I mean that with no disrespect to the African-American woman. I don't say this to create violence or crime or hate towards the African-American woman. I really don't. She's looking for a better life. She's going to find any way possible to have a better life. And that means turning on you. She will do it. I don't even necessarily think it's about turning on you per se. It's just that if she has your seed, hopefully she's going to have him in literature and arts and education, and having that seed strive to be an orthopedist. That's if we choose the right woman. But even her mind is so polluted at this point because of you. Because of you. If you had your stuff in order, she would have her stuff in order. Her mind is so polluted, she's going to give birth to the next generation of worthless, disgraceful Saiyans. When the time comes, when the invasion comes, best and believe, I already know they won't want nothing to do with me. So what do? I fight. I fight. That's my highlight of the episode. Now let's get into the review. Wow. Phenomenal episode. These episodes are just so freaking good. Akira Toriyama was really in his bag when he created these first couple of seasons. The Raditz Saga, the Saiyan Saga, excuse me, the Namek Saga, the Ginyu Force Saga, the Frieza Saga. I mean, just he just really took it to a whole nother level, man. I mean, like, I don't know anybody besides Zobi 70 that was just batting 1,000 like that when it pertains to the literature and that he was showing off or showing us in the 80s and 90s. This episode starts off, like I said, with Goku groveling, looking like a coward, looking pathetic in front of his brother, a quote-unquote alien. You've accepted the title of African American. You've accepted the title of Jerome, Tyrone. It's not your name. You're not an African American. You belong to a race of powerful warriors. Sorry if I'm still dwelling on this. I'm supposed to be on the episode. Not every episode will be like this. I just need to talk to my brothers. My brothers. Groveling. The previous episode before, Raditz said, Goku, I need you to kill 100 people, and you bring me those 100 people within 24 hours. Now, in this episode, he says, well, if you decide to kill those 100 people or not, we're still going to eviscerate this planet. We're still going to destroy Earth. We're going to do what you couldn't do. And we're going to take over and dominate this planet. Because me and two other Saiyans, the three Saiyans that are only left, African Americans, there's not many of us, quote unquote African Americans, there's not many of us, especially with these minds, with these mentalities, especially with these minds and these mentalities in our philosophies and our beliefs. We've lost a lot of our soldiers through propagandas and agendas. We lost a lot of our soldiers, even through trolling and giggling. Even that's disgraceful. We got 3 of us coming. We got 3 warriors out here, 3 Saiyans, and that's enough to eviscerate this puny planet. So if you kill 100 people or not, doesn't matter. We'll take care of it no matter what. Raditz takes Gohan and flies off. Goku finally gets his bearings. He finally gets it together. And he says, I'm going to need help. I'm going to need help to be able to take this guy down. He's too strong. He's too powerful. Master Roshi and Krillin automatically say, oh, let's get into it. Let's do it. I got your back, Goku. Let's put up our D beaters and let's rock. And Master Roshi's piped up. He's pumped up and ready to go. Yeah, let's go. Then Goku says, I can't. I'm sorry. Can't have you guys come, man. As much as I need you out there on the battlefield, I can't have you out there. This guy's too powerful. I've already wished you back with the Dragon Balls. If something happens to you again, it's not going to be able to sit easy with me because we cannot make that same wish again to bring you back. And then Krillin goes, oh, man. I think Krillin, if I can recall, I think Krillin was like, kind of like, that doesn't really matter to me. But then he goes into his little hater in his mind, and his little hater in his mind that we all have started to bring him doubt. Oh, man, I can't do that, man. What am I saying right now? I didn't even ever had a girlfriend before. I used to have these thoughts in my mind as a kid. Even today, I'll be like, oh man, what if something happens to me and I won't get a chance to play the new Xenoblade Chronicles 3? It used to happen to me a lot when I was younger. I used to be thinking, man, if something happens to me, I won't get a chance to play the new video game, man. Oh my God. That's funny. Suddenly, boom, boom. Ba-da-da, boom, boom, boom. Piccolo's there. Boom, boom. Now, for us who don't know, Goku and Piccolo has had their intertwinings and intertwinings and interdealings before Dragon Ball Z. Especially during that time, I didn't know, but I already correlated that maybe the darker character would be the evil of the characters, even though they kind of showed him going toe-to-toe against Raditz in episode 1 for a brief second. Excuse me. But, I guess as a little kid, I'm looking at this darker, demonic-looking character with tentacles or whatever it is. Excuse me, I don't think he had tentacles. He had on the robe. He had on a cape and a fez. And black man, African American black man. When you see these people from outer space, wait until you see their costumes they're wearing. Let me go back, please. They're going to be wearing some of the flyest stuff you've ever seen in your entire life, man. Yeah. What do you think you got all that swag and all that from? Why do you think you can do all these phenomenal things? Why do you think America is able to make trillions upon trillions of dollars off of you? Because of the amazing, most phenomenal things that you can do. Where do you think you got all that swag from, man? These cats, when you see them come out, they're going to be wearing fezzes. They're going to be wearing capes. You're going to be like, damn, I know this is the bad guy right now, man. I got to get me one of them capes. Where did they get that fly cape from? I'm going to start stocking up on capes. The black man in America is the only person that can put on a cape, and I'm telling you, is going to take off. Cats are going to be walking around with capes. That outfit that Piccolo wearing is a traditional uh ancient black man's outfit. The Moors wore that fez and that cape. Every time I play a Western RPG, I'm always putting that cape on, you know? So yes, what are you doing here? Oh my God! You know, I think Master Roshi was going off on Piccolo. This is my place. Get out of here! Listen, we need to team up, Goku. After we team up, listen, we'll get back to being enemies. But right now, I can't allow this man to take over the Earth. If my only threat is you, and it's no big deal. But him, he's too powerful. He's too strong. Phenomenal. Excellent. Enemies become frenemies. Goku takes Piccolo's advance. All right, we'll do it. But right after we're done, we'll get right back to business as usual. And then that's when we get a highlight of Chi-Chi's wisdom and knowledge and all that, and she's able to create this dragon radar where you're able to detect the Dragon Balls and things of that such. She gives it to Goku, and since Gohan had the 4-star Dragon Ball in his hat, they were able to detect where Raditz was at. So, you know, Goku calls on his Nimbus, and Goku makes a little joke to Piccolo. Can you keep up with my Nimbus, man? I hope you can keep up. Yeah, right. I'll be offended if I can't. And they take off. Phenomenal show. Phenomenal. Simply groundbreaking. Still to this day, I've never seen something so cool, and it's so simple yet so cool. Now where we're Raditz and where we're Gohan at, and Raditz takes Gohan back to the spaceship, and he's dealing with Gohan, and Gohan is crying, and Raditz is like, "Shut up! What in the hell? Stop crying! You're an elite warrior." I'm telling you, when they come from outer space, fellas, they are going to be so disgusted with you. Oh my God. Eviscerate them all. Eviscerate them all. We brought you down here to be fruitful and multiply, to breed a race of warriors, an elite race of warriors. Trust me, there were already people here before you got here, black man. Your job was to come down here and procreate and multiply with the beauty of this planet, all of the beautiful women of this planet, but they turned all the beauty against you, have they not? You're still able to get access. Yes, they've tried to make you look terrible on your televisions. They tried to deplete you of resources, and yet you could still get access to the baddest woman if you wanted to. They were expecting to come back and see that the planet was taken over by your DNA, your genes, your beauty, your swag, your swag. And you come here and there's not many of us. As a matter of fact, they see you doing something that is inexcusable, and that is inserting your rectum into another man. Oh my God, if they see that, they will be highly disgusted with you. You are an elite warrior. Stop crying. Raditz proceeds to put Gohan into his spacecraft and lock it away because he can't take all the crying. It's annoying. It's annoying. But when he put him in there and Raditz decided to dine on a meal, I think he started eating on some random animals amongst the land, and Raditz even made a slick comment, "Next time I'll decide to cook that." Before he left as well, let me go back. I think Boba made a comment saying that he stinks. Yeah, I noticed that he stinks. Yeah. A lot of cultures don't believe in washing as well. Where do you think they got that from? Um, all of a sudden, Raditz's scouter starts to go up. And he's getting a power level of 710. The hell? And he looks down and he noticed that the power level is coming from the little boy inside of the spacecraft that he put him in. Impossible. Impossible. There is no way that this disgrace of a Saiyan this little kid has a power level of 710. There's no way. All of a sudden, he gets a presence of two power. No, he gets a power level of 600 and something. But then he notices that it's two different power levels. This is beautiful. Isn't this show beautiful? With the scouter, he's able to detect that there's two different power levels, but they equal up to 600. So one is 300 and something, and the other one is 300 and something. But they both combine to be 600, and yet they still don't equal the power level of Gohan. So he thinks his scouter is on the fritz. He's like, oh God, what is this going on? You know, this scouter's piece of junk. Then he recalls, wait a minute, Kakarot and Piccolo had a power level of 300. Whatever. This thing's on the fritz. This thing's broken. It's a piece of junk. All of a sudden, Piccolo and Goku show up. Huh? Then he looks and he says, oh my God. He's not even focused on these two. He's focused on that the scouter had picked up that level 700. That's real for this little boy. Amazing, amazing, amazing character development, is it not? Man, Dragon Ball Z never had any character. I don't know. That was a long time ago, and I know that narrative is gone now after Dragon Ball Super. But that was whoever started that was extremely irresponsible. Can somebody please tell me where that came from? Who did that? I don't want to name names because it's going to come off as starting a beef or a rivalry with another mediocre YouTube channel, but it's not what it is. They get there and it's go time, you know. It's the wild, wild west. He's over there, these two over here. All of a sudden, they proceed to start taking off. I think Piccolo took off his fez and took off that fly ass cape. Oof! And when it hit the ground, it made a thud. Ba-bow! And Goku was already able to understand. Oh my God, you wear weighted clothing too? Oh my God, cool, man. Yeah, you're not the only one that wears weighted clothing. You know? They're taking off their gear. And I believe this was the first episode that I saw with Dragon Ball Z. I believe this was the first episode because I remember distinctively going, how phenomenal is weighted clothing? That is the coolest thing I've ever saw in my entire life because that's what we were doing when we were growing up, man. We was playing basketball. We used to wear the weighted ankle weights and the weighted vest because we felt like it was going to give us the ability to jump even higher. There was a comment that I thought was important that Goku made that I want to highlight real quick. And as they were talking and as they were taking off their clothing, their power levels started to go up. And Raditz was able to notice that their power levels were going up with the scouter. And Raditz had to let them know, even though you are taking off your weighted clothing, you're still no match for me. Even though you got a little bit of a power boost through the taking off your clothes, You're no power. You're no match for me. And Goku said a comment that I thought was interesting. Well, it's not necessarily about power. It's about smarts. You know what I mean? And before this whole thing started, the Goku's original plan was to say, "Hey, you know what? When I was young and I had my tail, it was very painful for somebody to grab my tail. So my plan is the best way that we can defeat this guy is if I get a hold of his tail." So that's what Goku was trying to imply. Hey, we might not be as strong as you, but we're going to be able to outsmart you. And I always thought that was very important for Dragon Ball. And they did it within the first 3 episodes, was to highlight it. Because a lot of people get upset that Gohan, even though he has this 700 power level, he's 10 times more stronger than Gohan and Piccolo, that he should be doing the things that Goku's doing. But that's not what it is, you know? It's not what it is. Goten and Trunks were able to reach Super Saiyan at a very young age. But do you think that they would have been able to beat Goku? I remember I said this a long time ago, and people said, yeah, he would. What? I'm talking about beating Goku at his stage of Super Saiyan or his stage of even Kaioken. I'm sorry, I just don't think that you can have all this power. There's no way that you can beat this man because Goku's going to outsmart you with wisdom. Before Michael Jordan, we didn't know that you can do that. We didn't know that you can jump up in the air and dunk like that. Michael Jordan had to let us know. Because before that, yeah, we had Dr. J and stuff like that, and Dr. J was able to inspire that, and Dominique inspired the Michael Jordans, you know, and Michael Jordan was able to inspire the world. Now you're seeing these people and these kids, you're looking at these dunk contests, especially a couple years ago. I saw a guy dunk without any shoes on, socks on. These are things that you just couldn't do before Michael Jordan did it. But just because these kids can dunk better than anything we've ever seen Michael Jordan do doesn't mean that Michael Jordan ain't going to destroy these kids if they were in their prime, if he was in his prime. So yeah, just because you could turn Super Saiyan, because you saw Goku do it, because Goku had to let you know that you could do it, doesn't mean that you're going to be better than Goku. Reaching a new level of power or a new transformation means nothing. I'm telling you, it means nothing. It's beautiful. It's cool. I'm telling you, it is. And yes, you're going to get an energy boost from turning Super Saiyan. But there's a lot more that comes to it, and that's this. And Goku's not the brightest person in the world, I will say that. But when it comes to martial arts, he's the guy. When it comes to that it factor, when it comes to being that Michael Jordan, he is it. So I don't give a damn how strong Vegeta is or Gohan. They're not it. Goku is. That's the reason why he's able to do the amazing things that he's able to do, even in Dragon Ball Super. There's one thing that I think Goku did as a great father, and that is he was fighting. This is in the future, and we'll talk about it in the future. He was fighting Cell, and as he was fighting Cell, he stopped mid-battle and he looked over at his son and he said, "You know what? I can't beat you." Even though Goku said, "I should have finished him off earlier." Goku could beat Cell at that time, yes. But he thought it would be more important for my son to step up in the moment. It had nothing to do with anything, but I just wanted to highlight that Goku's a great father. I know the immigrants and the worthless Saiyan race is going to be like, no, he's not. He's terrible. I wish he was more. I wish I had a father. You know. Anyway, brains. Yeah, we're not as strong as you, but we have power, brains. But then I believe Raditz decided to take a move on them, and the move was so phenomenal. Piccolo was in shock. Oh my God! You know, Goku was in shock. Whoa, this dude is the real deal. But Piccolo was the one to really show that emotion, like to let you know that this motherfucker is the real deal. This Raditz character, and Raditz made a sly comment saying, "Yeah, I'm not even getting warmed up yet. I didn't even get started yet, and I didn't even break a sweat yet. How's your smarts going to work now, Kakarot?" What? Oh my God. Raditz says some of the most slickest and slyest comments, man, that are just phenomenal. How's your smarts going to work now, knowing that I haven't even getting started yet? Great comeback from Raditz. And after that, this phenomenal episode comes to an end. Kind of a test of a test of strength. I believe in the next episode we're finally going to get it some action going, you know. But there's always a calm before the storm, if you will. If this is any type of calmness. Now, even though there wasn't laser beams and transformations and Kamehameha waves, you know, Kira Toriyama within the first 3 episodes was able to illustrate just power, dominance, and just this amazing build up between Raditz and Goku and Piccolo and Gohan. Phenomenal. Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing. We're going to start doing these podcasts as pre-recorded. But not only that, I think either we're going to have my face here, or we're going to. I'm going to have some type of slideshow. I'm going to put it up as this is right here, right now. But I think starting next week, we're going to put a little bit more work into the podcast, and we'll have a slideshow for you, if you will. We'll see. We're still tampering. We're still early. We're still episode 3. We got about 300 episodes to go. So, yeah, I'm very excited, very pumped up, and very, very ready to go. I love Dragon Ball Z, and I can't wait to review each and every single one of these episodes, man. Yeah, until we get to the Buu Saga. The Buu Saga, when they were doing that tournament, that was very fun. But after that, you know, Boo is booty. But anyway, thank you so much for participating, guys. And I will see each and every single one of you next week. That's all right. It's last. He laughs with his body, you know.